It's insane. Like it's almost impossible for people to not make money if they just take action.
Dude, I love the fact that I have so much opportunity. It's actually insane. You have to be actively trying to fail. You have too many resources, multiple streams of income. We're bringing the cash to you. Has anybody been upset with the amount of money they make by using our money? I want to point out the difference between Alpha Gator and Payson Abraham. Okay, there are some similarities and there's some differences. Get out your notepads. This is going to be something that comes up in the Facebook group, and you're going to want to roll your eyes at the people ask questions about this because it's being answered right now. And for some of you guys that are like, oh, my kids are bothering me, my this, that, and the other, no problem. Let's go back and review this. All right, so Alpha Gator. We've done training on this, multiple training. Okay, we did a training with me. We've done a few Q&As on this as well. So if you're new and you joined literally in the last couple of hours, go back and watch this training. It is game-changing training. Go and watch the training. I know as a human being, you don't want to watch training. I get it. I get that you don't want to watch training. Just go watch the damn training before I fly to your house, knock on your door, and karate chop you right in the kneecap. You still won't, but I'm just going to yell at you regardless. So Alpha Gator gives you money for transactional lending. Now, here's the challenge with transactional lending. Sometimes transactional lending, Alpha Gator will have different parameters for transactional lending. This is double closing, right? Double closing. Alpha Gator also does DSCR loans and hard money loans and commercial loans, right? It does multiple, all sorts of loans. This is bonus that you guys did not have promised in the original Gator. This was not included. This is all bonus stuff that we created along the way. It was not originally intended. And so there you go. There are some guidelines and some things, and Alpha Gator is insane. Now, PaysonAbraham.com, transactional lending, and we will do weird stuff. So when you guys have Alpha Gator or somebody else turn you down, we'll do weird big stuff like put $2 million, let it sit in an account. Alpha Gator is not going to do that. We're filling in the gaps for things that they won't do. Guess what else Alpha Gator won't do? Alpha Gator does not do EMD loans. We will now do unlimited EMD loans. You now have unlimited money for EMD loans. You don't have to wait for PCS line of credit. Now, do I want to have PCS line of credit? Yes, you are going to need this. Do not be lazy. Do not go, oh, I don't need this anymore. Do I need this? Oh, and it requires work to go get it? Oh, I don't need that. I'm just not going to do it. And then when I launch Gator 4.0, okay, which is a whole new strategy, and Gator 5.0 is strategy we haven't even trained on. And I'm going to say, hey guys, remember that PCS line of credit you were supposed to be building the whole time? Now we're going to need it. And you're going to go, oh, I didn't work on that because you guys made my life easy by giving me unlimited EMD loans. Here's the problem with Gator. The problem with Gator is that there's so many strategies, tactics, and ways to implement and lend out money and make money that you're like,
where do I start? What do I do?
That's the problem. Some of y'all are like, just give me one way to make money. Other people are like,
dude, I love the fact that I have so much opportunity in here. It's overwhelming.
It's actually insane. You have to be actively trying to fail. You have too many resources, multiple streams of income, passive income. We're bringing the cash to you. The Payson Abraham program. Every deal is going to be different because each deal is unique, isn't it? Would we agree that that $2 million deal, seasoning that $2 million deal, do we not agree that that's going to be kind of a unique scenario? So can I tell you what a percentage is on this? Can I split it up into a percentage? No, I can't. So we're not going to go through that today. You guys need to bring and find deals, and then we will work with you on the percentage. I can tell you, you will make great money. Hey, Alexis, has anybody been upset with the amount of money they make by using our money?
No.
Are they ecstatic and like, wait, hold on. I didn't even have to use my line of credit or my cash. I used your cash, and you guys helped me out with the paperwork, and you guys verified if it was a good deal, and you walked me through the whole entire thing. You were hand-holding me?
And there's no risk. And there was no risk.
And there's no risk?
It's insane. Like it's almost impossible for people to not make money if they just take action.
Okay, hold on. So I have no risk because I'm using Payson Abraham's money. I've got Alexis who's helping me out and babysitting me. I've got somebody else helping me, and babysitting's okay. That's just hand-holding, right?
It's TC work. It's all TC work.
Okay, you're helping out with the TC side of things. I'm going to bring some of my girls to the table and have them help out with a lot of these transactions as well. So you're going to have the full might of a top-tier TC team. Where's the risk?
Ain't none.
Hold on. There's a catch. What's the catch?
For transactional loans or even EMD, depending on what you charge your person, but for transactional loans, we've had people make 2/3 of the money. So like maybe there's like a $20,000 profit. We've actually made 6,500 of it and had to pay the Gator the 13,500. So like there's a lot of profit in there. We're not keeping like the majority. We're giving people like really good deals so they can make a lot of money.
One thing that we don't talk about enough is charging a percentage upfront. Guys, it is so important for you guys to go and watch the training. But one thing that we will be doing in the Pace and Abraham program is we will make sure we're charging upfront. Couple $100, $500, $1,000, $500, whatever it may be. I tell people they should be charging a minimum amount up front to protect themselves. Now, I see Gators doing a lot of deals without protecting themselves because they didn't watch the training. See, Jacqueline says, crap, I've done deals where I haven't charged the money. You got to charge up front. And so what we're going to be doing in the best practices Zoom, Alexis and Abraham and myself are going to be doing Zooms talking about here's best practices. Here's how much we charge up front. Here's the paperwork. Here's how this worked.
Besides the fact that you make money, you don't waste your time and your wire fees and all your time, you also weed out the bad EMD deals that people just, so you're supposed to go ahead and you're supposed to underwrite it and make sure that this is a deal is even possible to happen, typically. But if you charge an upfront fee, that weeds that out. You don't even have to do that research.
Abraham and Alexis, I want you to know that you have told literally 20% of the entire Gator tribe what you say I wish everybody knew. Even though it's been trained on for hours and hours and hours, you have now told 20% of the entire Gator tribe the thing that you said I wish more people would know. So now, Alexis, when somebody comes to you in a couple of days or a couple of weeks and says, hey, I went to paceandabraham.com, I submitted a deal, I'm now doing a deal with you, and you bring up, well, we're going to charge your person $500 up front, and they go, what? Can you confidently say that we have covered this?
Yeah, for sure.
There are literally 1,000 people on this Zoom right now. What's another best practice, Abraham and Alexis, that we have not talked about today?
So one thing that I think is really important when you're doing EMD loans is to go and confirm these things with the title company. So in the Gator training, I did get this far, Pace. You want to send them an email so you have everything in writing. Hey, the due diligence ends at this date, at this time. Can you confirm that the seller has already released their EMD back to us? Can you confirm that if in the event EMD needs to be released back, it's coming back to us as the lender and not the buyer or signer. So confirming those things via email with the title company before you ever send the wire is essential. And then you also want to pick up the phone to make sure nothing was lost in translation and you just have everything crystal clear before you send the wire. That's one best practice that I definitely recommend to everyone to do.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a best practice a lot of people are not doing. That is true.
We have always been doing that because we did watch that.
Some of the Gator training.
We did watch that Gator training, and obviously that's super important. We've seen other people not do that, which is silly. But to add to that, we had a $250,000 EMD loan that we did like a week ago, actually, a week or 10 days ago. It was in August. It was due back to us a couple of days ago. We emailed the attorney and they said, well, you have to let the seller know that you are getting it back. We will give it back to you. We just want to see you send an email to the seller or make sure that the seller knows, because that's just one of the requirements. But as soon as they know, and we did not have the seller's email address. The person that we wrestled with did not have the email address. The attorney would not give us their email address. And they said, look, if you can't prove that you gave it to them, then I can't give you the money. And, we only had another day. We now get everyone's email so we can email them directly, although I'm sure that was like a one-off thing, but now we get everyone's email. But what we did do was we overnighted them letters, UPS, to their home, to their business. We paid someone to go to their business and put letters on their door, took pictures, timestamps showing that it was a couple days before the EMD was up. So we did a bunch of things and we got our $250,000 back. If, we did not email them, they basically said they weren't going to give it back to us, and we didn't have their email. No one was going to give it to us.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that we learned from that specific transaction was that every single title company is going to have a different process for the cancellation of contract. That attorney needed us to send a notice to the seller, whereas some title companies are just like, yeah, just email me that you want to cancel and you can get your wire back. Every single one, you need to make sure you understand their process for cancellation.
That was in a training where I actually brought a title agent in and we talked, and then I brought in another title agent 2 days later, and they talked about the differences between the two title companies. I think you missed those two trainings, right, Alexis?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, every single thing that we've gone through that we had to fix or change is in one of the trainings.
Yeah.
Like, since we're going through, best practices, we want to make sure if other people didn't watch some of those trainings
Like me.
that, like Alexis,
like being a
that
knucklehead
you
like
now
me.
heard it again and you don't, make those mistakes.
Yeah.
I have another best practice that I do that I don't think this one's in training because it probably never needs to come up. It's super rare, but I do have, and this is just me, what we do. So we do a lot of big EMDs and transactional loans that are $1 million plus and $500,000 plus, but definitely we've done multiple now, $1 million plus. So one of our best practices is that we have to physically go to the title office or the attorney's office and make sure that it's a legitimate company if it's over $1 million or 800,000 or whatever the number that you pick. Because even though that you verified it every other way, which we could talk about how to verify it another time, there's people that get pretty creative to scam you once you get to like those big numbers. So we physically go, like the $2 million EMD that we did. Me and Alexis went to the attorney's office and made sure that the office was there for a while.
Yes,
they have a lot of reviews and all these other things. And if it's too far to go, we send someone in Subto or somebody in Gator to go, and we FaceTime that person FaceTimes us. And they show us driving there, the office. They go in and talk to the attorney. We make sure. So this is a best practice that we do for deals over $1 million. People might want to do that for deals over 100,000 or 500,000 or I don't know. You pick the number. If we lose a 5,000 or 20,000, it's not going to kill us. But if we lose $1 million plus on a deal, that'll kind of suck. You just lost $1 million on a deal. That sucked, didn't it? So like that is an extra step that we put in our best practice for verifying.
Guys, Pace and Abraham program is free to you, for everybody. We're making this available to all Gators. One of the other best practices that I really want to talk about, think about this. I'm on the phone with the Attorney General of California. The Attorney General of California is coming into Gator to teach us about the fraud that is going on in real estate and lending. It is rampant. It is so cool. He is so excited. The Attorney General of California and the Attorney General of Utah are both going to come in and do 2 separate presentations. They are so excited about getting the word out. They want to go through best practices on lending, best practices on real estate. One of the things that Abraham just talked about in verifying the title company, guys, you know how many title companies are out there that are fake title companies that you'll wire money and it ends up not being a real title company? Abraham, that's a thing, is that not?
And I know a lot of people that have wired money and just lost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know a lot of people.
Would you say it's a pretty crazy bonus for me to spend the time and energy to build a relationship with an attorney general that all they're doing all day long is they have hundreds of employees that are deploying resources to stop fraud? They're going to come in and give us the behind the scenes look and show us exactly how these schemes are working. Guys, these guys create plants and fake operations to reverse engineer how these guys are doing it and why they're doing it. And I got them to commit to coming into Gator and teaching us about all the fraud that's going on in real estate and in lending.